It's only 9 minutes long. I didn't cover very much. In fact, hardly anything. So if you enjoy this, cool. Well, welcome back. Today I've got kind of crap light, so I'm doing everything that I can with the flashlight, which kind of sucks. Let's see. So if you're new to this, yesterday I started back here and going through the boat, all the little dull spots and stuff where there was a scratch or a scuff or whatever, any sort of transfer marks, those all came off. Hit a little buffer time with the Super Duty to rough up some dry spots. And then so far from the stern on back, done nothing but heavy cut all the way up. And I'm right about here, right at the sling point. I'm getting there. I still got a little bit more to go, and it takes a little longer when you have to use a flashlight, because after you wipe it off, you have to inspect every square inch of it with a flashlight, which kind of sucks. But it's all you can do when you have light like this. And to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, I mean, yuck. There's not a shadow in the entire yard. And so I thought that maybe this was a good opportunity to break out a beer. One of y'all sent me a little bit of money saying thanks for helping out. I guess I gave you some pointers or whatnot. Let's get into this. This is No Lie. Now, No Lie generally does kind of a, I don't know, they got like 4 or 5 beers that I usually like. It's very simple. They stay kind of firmly into the range of IPA that they play in. This one has a boat on it and Sasquatch. So I'm thinking, well, that's right up my alley. And he's smoking a stogie. And if you know my affinity for Cuban cigars, it was speaking to me. And there's a little barrel of mangoes back here. So I'm not sure if they've added mango to this or if that's just the flavor they're able to pull out of the hops. Completely unknown to me. It's a 5.8% alcohol and 30 IBUs. So it should be very mellow. Shouldn't be all hoppy and bitter, and it shouldn't be a spicy IPA. Let's see here. Well, it's got good color. Way too much froth for me. But you guys know I know how to fix that. So let me go ahead and blow some of this off. I'll be right back. All right, that's a little bit better for me. Well, decent carbonation. Nice color. It's kind of a, I don't know, apricot. Is that the right color? Let's see. It smells like beer, just in case you were wondering. All right, enough BS and talking. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about when I review beers. They're either good or they're bad, and that's how I roll. By the way, I am recovering from some form of flu, so if my taste buds are off, I guess we're about to find out. All right, initial thoughts. Whew. Well, sorry, somebody was talking in the background really loud. I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. I no like the No Lie. I'm not a fan. It kind of tastes like toast with a little bit of peanut butter flavor added. And again, I apologize. I might just be having some bad taste buds, but ugh. I don't think I could drink a full one of these. So I'll tell you what, No Lie, I like most of your stuff. This is a pass in my book. Sorry, I'm not a fan. But again, I've got a cold, so maybe it's affecting me. But this just tastes like, yeah, a really weird kind of peanut buttery taste. Okay, well, they're not all winners. Moving on. All right. You guys may not know it, but I'm kind of lazy. And not super lazy. I just let other things occupy my time. So let's see, backstory here. This lizard and I have known each other for about 2.5 years. And every day I see him, I say a little hello. And I try to convince him that I'm his friend. And maybe one day he'll get on my hand. So I should have been at work about an hour, 2 hours ago. But I've been sitting on the stairs because he's letting me get super close. And I mean, I'm not going to miss this opportunity to say hello to a neighbor, right? I know, it's hopeful and kind of crazy and optimistic that he might actually get on my hand, but I've been really gentle with him for a long time. And he doesn't seem to freak out. I mean, there he kind of freaked out. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, it's not the most in-depth relationship that I'm going to have today, but it is one of the most pure, and for that, I give it the time that it requires. And if it takes another year, well, how cool would that be if he just jumped on my hand and was like, yeah, I want to see what you're about too. Anyway, I keep trying. All right, let's go back to the boats. By the way, if you're wondering what the emblems look like now on this Cobalt, I think they look really good. And obviously I can buff around the lettering for years to come without pulling them off. And yeah, I mean, does it look exactly like original? No, but it looks pretty tits, if I'm being honest. Anyway, there you go. I just wanted to show you this real quick. See, you can change things and make alterations, and it turns out okay. Not everything's a loss. All right, well, I'm just about to take the wax off this little biscuit, and I wanted to show you once again that you don't have to cake the wax on so thickly that you can't see through it. There is sometimes a reason to cake the wax on thickly and let it sit and saturate into the gel coat, but even if you're doing that, you just want to put enough on to cover everything and make sure that it's got some protection. I do, particularly whenever I see a crack, I like to put it on a little bit thicker just so that the oils can soak into those cracks, and if nothing else, kind of keep the gel coat flexible so that it's not extending out the cracking any more than it needs to. In this particular instance, I've even cleaned off and waxed the glass. Not that I'm going to try to get it shiny, I'm just trying to make sure that water doesn't stick to it whenever it gets a chance to. Anyway, I'm going to use a very soft foam pad on a random orbital polisher, just like this. And I'm going to set it at the lowest setting, and I'm just going to kind of, go back and forth and clean everything up. And when it's all done, I might take a microfiber towel and put it on the bottom of the random orbital, kind of like maybe you've seen me do before, just to clean up any sort of marks that little pad might make in the oils left over on the hull. But realistically, after you've waxed a boat, the optimum result that you're going to see usually comes from the second or third boat wash. And the reason for that is, after I take the wax off, a lot of oil remains on the surface, and it remains on the surface in kind of an ununiform way. Partly because the gel coat absorbs the oil in an ununiform way. Where it's dry, it absorbs more. Where it's not, it doesn't. So you get some kind of blotchy discoloration. And it's not discoloration, it's just you get a little blotchiness. But after the second or third boat wash, with a good boat soap, not Dawn dishwashing soap, don't strip all the wax that you just put on there. But with a good boat wash, or even like the car boat shampoo type stuff, or car shampoo, something that doesn't strip wax. And even better is to use something that imparts kind of a protective coating after you're done washing it. So as it dries and recedes from the surface, maybe it puts a little coating of wax on the car or the boat. And if you're using a soap like that, that's not a bad idea at all. In fact, I really like a product called Salt-A-Way, so Salt-A-Way. And even if you don't live in a salty environment, I have found that if you add that to your boat soap, holy crap, does that make one hell of a nice protection soap wash combo. So if you're thinking about what to use for a boat soap, I highly recommend Salt-A-Way. And again, even if you're not in a salty environment, the soap itself imparts kind of a protective layer on top of the boat when it dries. And so you're not only protecting the wax that you've put on there, but you're adding a little protection to that wax just by having something kind of sit on top of it. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to take the wax off of this and we'll check it out. Again, I don't have any decent light. There's the sun, I assume. So I apologize. You're not going to see, greatness. But it looks all right. It's all right.